by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Wildfires are still burning out of control in Southern California, forcing more than 150,000 evacuations. I'm Kenneth Craig in Ventura with a look at the destruction they've left behind.
And Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke proposes a new national monument in Montana. What he wants to protect and why, that's coming up.
Meantime, 6:32 on this Wednesday, our top story, as we just mentioned, huge fire spreading in Southern California, already destroyed at least 150 homes, though firefighters believe hundreds more may have also been hit. They won't know until they can get those fires under control. 150,000
people have been ordered to evacuate in areas around Los Angeles. CBS's Kenneth Craig is in Ventura, where forecasters say the high winds are being blamed for the quick spread that may be continuing throughout most of the week.
3 massive fires continue to burn out of control in Southern California, alongside some smaller ones. Amid reports hundreds of homes have been destroyed, some residents spent the twilight hours dousing their roofs with water, hoping that would combat flying embers. At least 150,000 residents have evacuated.
All of a sudden, I see from the other side, fire came to our side. So scary.
Animals also had to be moved on short notice. KCBS reporter Christine Lazar was at the Gibson Horse Ranch in Sunland when it was caught off guard by quickly moving flames.
Do you need me to grab a horse, guys? Please. Okay, here you go. Come on, baby.
A few factors have contributed to the fires spreading so quickly, the biggest of which grew to nearly 80 square miles in just a few hours. There are high winds with gusts over 60 miles per hour, coupled with extremely dry terrain. The area has had nearly no measurable rainfall over the past 6 months.
With flames comes smoke, and there's a lot of it hanging in the air throughout the LA area, creating a health hazard for millions.
Forecasters say the high winds that are fanning and spreading the flames are expected to last through at least Thursday, possibly into Friday. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Ventura, California.
Now, California Governor Jerry Brown declared a state of emergency, freeing state funds and resources to assist more than 1,000 firefighters battling those flames around the clock. So scary.
Taste of what we dealt with all summer long.
That's right.
Here.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. It's the same kind of conditions too, man.
Yeah,
isn't it?
the wind.
Yeah. Really, we're probably today dealing with very dry conditions, but temperatures are cold.
A bit
yeah, it is very cold. Single digits for much of the area into the early part of the morning. Single digits for Butte and Belgrade out toward Ennis. We're sitting at 14 degrees in West Yellowstone. Clear skies for most of the afternoon. Our temperature should be into the mid to upper 20s as you move a little later into the day. Looks like we're going to be dealing with pretty cool conditions for most of the week. We're going to break down your forecast, talk about any chances of any type of snow. It's all coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. 6:35 now on this Wednesday. A 33-year-old Butte woman was killed in a rollover crash on the interstate near Deer Lodge last night. Montana Highway Patrol reports the woman was a passenger in the vehicle when the 35-year-old male driver lost control. That was just after 7 o'clock while traveling westbound on Interstate 90. The truck drifted into the median and the driver, who was from Missoula, overcorrected. The vehicle overturned then on the interstate. The driver and passenger, who were not wearing seat belts, were both ejected from the pickup. They were transported to Deer Lodge Medical Center, where the woman was pronounced dead. The driver taken by helicopter to St. Patrick Hospital in Missoula, where he's being treated for his injuries. Highway Patrol suspects drugs and speed were factors in that crash, and that crash remains under investigation.
And Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke will recommend the Badger 2 medicine be given protection as a national monument. This announcement comes as Zinke is defending the Trump administration's move to dramatically trim the size of 2 monuments in Utah last week. Zinke went on to defend on himself yesterday afternoon in a special press call, responding to Trump's signing of the new executive orders of sharply reducing the set-aside for the Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante national monuments in southern Utah. Hundreds of protesters surrounded the president's visit to Salt Lake on Monday, with conservation groups and tribes immediately threatening legal action. Zinke released his final report on the monument changes and defending President Trump's actions, saying that the president has followed a similar course that there are no moves to transfer public lands to the state, and that he had met with tribal leaders to discuss those changes. At the time, Zinke said that he will recommend the Badger 2 medicine be given protection from development as the national monument, setting aside the area on the front immediately south of Glacier National Park for its cultural value to the Blackfeet tribe. Now, the Montana Wilderness Association had a mixed reaction to Zinke's latest statement, saying, while we appreciate Secretary Zinke recommending national monument protection for the Badger 2 medicine, we find it reprehensible that he is doing this at the same time that he's stripping protection from a place as sacred to 5 sovereign Southwest nations as the Badger 2 medicine is to the Blackfeet.
In other news this morning, a rally yesterday in front of Senator Jon Tester's Bozeman office was asking members of the community to sign a letter of support of the DREAM Act. Now, that act, which Tester originally voted against, would allow undocumented students to stay in the United States and put them on a path to citizenship.
And we're here to put some pressure on our senator who voted down the DREAM Act in the first place and left these children vulnerable. We're here to ask him to be part of the movement to pledge not to pass the spending bill unless it has a clean DREAM Act included in it.
Now, we reached out to Senator Tester's office and he gave us this response, quote, John knows America's immigration system is badly broken and needs fixing. He wants Congress to work together to provide a way forward for innocent children, end quote. By the way, the omnibus spending bill must be passed by December 8th.
And the end of the year is near, and some of you may be getting ready to do your taxes. Senate Bill 410 allows you to give back to education. Individuals can donate up to $150 towards public schools of their choosing, and they'd be able to get that entire amount back by filing their 2017 state income tax.
It's really kind of an unknown, not a heavily used tax credit, but it's really pretty simple thing. You know, especially in light of some of the reductions that the state had to make, you know, with the special session. We're getting hit pretty hard in our technology fund. So those types of donations would help supplant that money that was taken out.
Now, for that link to donate to schools for tax credit, head on over to our websites for the details.
Well, holiday lights and trees are beautiful, but they can also be quite dangerous at times. MTN's Morgan Davies has a few ways to make sure your decorations don't start a fire.
We're in full swing of the holiday season, and Central Valley Fire says the most common blaze starter they see comes from cooking.
And obviously around the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, we're cooking more and spending more time with family and friends in the kitchen and that sort of thing. So cooking is going to be a major factor and a consideration, and we encourage folks to stay in the kitchen while you're cooking and pay attention to what you're cooking.
Another concern will be keeping your Christmas trees from catching a blaze.
Make sure you keep them watered, keep a good supply of water. Just kind of running your fingers down the needles to make sure they're still intact. If a bunch of needles fall off, the tree might be drying out, might have some problems.
Just as important as making sure the tree is watered is checking the lights.
Make sure that the lights are safe and listed by a third-party testing organization.
And finally, keep open flames like this away from garland or trees. Battery-powered candles will work just as well and will be a lot safer. In Bozeman, Morgan Davies, MTN News.
Thank you, Morgan. It is time for a quick break, but we want you to stay with us. Coming up in just a moment, we send Matt out on the patio for that chilly forecast as we take a look at the serious issue of prescription meds. Safe antibiotics and the conversation of opioids continues.
But first, here's Nora O'Donnell with a look at what's coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead here on CBS This Morning, we're in Jerusalem as President Trump prepares to recognize the city as Israel's capital. What the controversial move could mean for Middle East peace efforts, and how fake makeup can have real health consequences. What we found when we bought the products undercover and sent them for tests. We'll see you right at 7.